Hello everyone, welcome to our third battle report. I'm doing something a bit different with this one. I thought I'd do a voiceover instead of just everyone hearing every single noise that's happening in the background, so hopefully it'll be a bit easier to watch, and also sped up the video speed so it's moving double. So if we're moving insanely quickly, that's not our fast gameplay, we're actually quite slow. But yeah, just so the video is a bit shorter, because originally it was going to be an hour and 20-minute video, so I've cut it down to about 35 minutes or thereabouts. It's myself versus Brice. We're playing on the Coruscant landfill map, and we're playing mission A. I've got the initiative for turn 1, so my list is Obi-Wan Kenobi, MHD-19, C-3PO and R2-D2, Gideon, the auto-include for Rebels these days, and we also have Jyn, one squad of Echo Base Elite Troopers, and one Elite Rebel Stab Troopers. That's my list. I wanted to try just a bunch of characters and a couple of elite units. So, and Brice's list was sort of just a random list we wanted to try out. His was Darth Vader with Inquisitor, 2 Imperial officers, 2 probe droids, and the upgrades Unshakable, Channel the Force, and Zillo technique. So, 2 very different lists. We're still fairly new to this map because it's still fresh in the cycle, so we're sort of on an even playing field when it comes to experience with this map and deployments. So we've still got no idea if it's better to go after the objective or to try and pick off the opponent where they go after the objective. We're still not sure. I think it depends on the scenario, but both players move very cautiously. So we kick off turn 1. Turn 1 in Imperial Assault is very similar to a Marder and X-Wing. Nothing really happens, it's just both players getting into position or trying to get the upper hand, especially in this map. The points of view on this centre tile are very, very important. So getting Jyn on that far flank, just to, I guess, hold both corridors and sort of keep eye on the terminal, but it forces Brice not to just rush an officer to that terminal or a probe droid, because Jyn, with a 2 green, is pretty effective in getting rid of officers and probe droids. So Brice moved his probe droid up, opened the door, and I moved Obi-Wan and did the same. With this map, you have to, if you're within 4 tiles of that neutral mission token, or 4 spaces, sorry, you roll a green die and you suffer whatever damage you roll on the green die to each figure within 4 spaces. And you also gain points by taking wounds off the creature, which has 20 health and 3 defense. So, and you get 5 XP for whoever kills it. So, as I try and do, I move up the Echo Base Trooper, have a pot shot at it, and having 3 defense really does make it quite tough to even just peg damage on it. You really have to focus on it, or the odd pot shot here and there gives you a couple points, but you really need to focus on it to actually try and kill it and actually get the main objective points, which is 5 bonus points whoever kills it once. So if you do all the damage to it and kill it, that's a possible 25 victory points right there. So I've played this once or twice. I found that I rarely shoot at the Dianoga, which is the neutral mission token. I normally just sit back and wait for my opponent to move in closer, then I try and kill his figures while they're worried about the objective. But I think for this one, since he put Inquisitor there, and I know how bad Inquisitor can be, he's absolutely brutal, especially with his character card, giving his saber throw +2 accuracy and cleave, which Brice just plays there, trying to target Jyn. I'm very, very wary of getting anyone near him in a hurry. So Jin rolls 1 block. Brice, I think, does 4 damage on this attack, if I remember right. It's out of picture. The cards are out of picture. So putting Jin there, I probably should have maybe put her 1 space towards the terminal, so Inquisitor couldn't see her. But that was just a mistake on my part. I didn't think Brice was going to go that aggressive with Inquisitor, but yeah, I guess he has to have a hard hitter in that center ground, so I don't just completely dominate the mission. And another thing with Inquisitor, I found I've played him a couple times, and he's 9 points, 15 health, 1 white die, so he's very well pointed, especially his abilities and his saber throw. He's a very much a glass cannon. He's not like Vader, how you can chuck him into a group of 4 or 5 guys, and Vader can, with his very rolling defense, he can last a fair while, as happened in this game. I could not kill Vader. He was on 1 health for a long time, and I just could not chase him down. Inquisitor is very, very fragile. He can hold ground probably better than anyone, I think, like, 'cause his threat range is so high, especially if you haven't played his character card yet. He can just cleave, especially with his cleave, he can just throw it at anything, throwing something and cleave anything behind it, which I've done a couple of times, thrown his saber throw at a Bantha Rider and cleaved a HK to death. So he's very, very frightening, especially for my Sabs, which he's nowhere near the saboteurs, because other side of the map, saboteurs they're mainly focused on Vader, which I think this poor saboteur is going to open the door and let Vader in. Yep, he just does. So opens the door, moves back 1. So the focused saboteur can move up and take a pot shot at Vader. With a focus, it's probably the best chance I'm going to have doing some real damage on Vader, but with the Zillo technique and Vader's re-rolling ability, it's, as you see, it's very, very hard to do damage on him, especially because Saboteur is all about blast and pierce. Zillo technique takes away 2 pierce, so it really does negate a lot of the Saboteur's benefits, especially with blast. It's not really going to do anything on a probe droid. It's not really worth it. You might as well focus all the damage on Vader, because the probe droid at the end of the day isn't really going to contest that hallway as Vader. So chucked a whole lot of dice at Vader, but using Zillo technique, which is what we're discussing now, how it works. Yeah, we're just talking about that card. With Zillo technique and all the modifiers, I do next to no damage on Vader. So 3 damage to Vader and a blast on the probe. Where if Zillo technique wasn't there, would have done about 5 or 6 damage on Vader. So that's the end of the round. Everything retaps. There's the probe droid was in the 4 of the Dianoga, but we forgot to roll for it, but we rolled just later on. So we drew command cards. Initiative swaps to Brice, and we head towards the next turn. So I noticed that my hand for the first 2 rounds was pretty awful. Really, nothing was going to help me. I think I had what was in there? I think I had hard to hit in there. I had take initiative, which is always good, getting on the first turn, so you can play it when you need it. But really nothing to help me kill Vader, or nothing really of importance to try and hurt Inquisitor. And he used his other upgrade card, Channel the Force, to draw 1 less card and search a card from his deck with a Force trait. So he used that a fair bit, actually, and it was actually really useful having 2 Force users, and I think he probably had about 5 or 6 different Force cards. and it was actually really good. There's take initiative there, so I take the initiative back. It's a really good way to sort of control the I guess focus of the two force users, which I guess that's sometimes the downside of those force user cards, that when you really need them you don't get them, and with that upgrade, with the Channel of the Force upgrade card, it really does make you get the most out of your force users. I think we made with Obi-One and Darth for Rebels, it might work really well, but I might have to do some play testing with that. I've never played Darth. I played against him once, and it was an absolute nightmare. And I really like the way Obi-Wan is. He's just a tank, really. He's not very quick. He hits pretty hard, but I think especially with his ability to stop interactions, he can just, in certain missions, he can be very, very powerful. Like this mission on this map, the mission B on this map. So we have to interact with the crates. You put him right in the middle of that tile, and he is absolute pain, especially for trooper swarms. So Darth Vader activates and moves up to Paul, Gideon, 3PO, and a saboteur. With his brutality, he can swing at two different targets. So he swings the first at Gideon. Gideon has a built-in surge block from 3PO and rolls one block. And luckily, Brice only rolled his two hits and a surge on his red, and one hit on his yellow, so did not do much damage to Gideon at all, which is very, very lucky. And 3PO did it. 3PO, he rolled a block, and because his next summon he can do a reroll, and he dodged it. So, as he always does, I find every time I use 3PO, every time you attack him, he always dodges it. So there's just no point of wasting that attack on him. Brice probably should have attacked the saboteur, but 3PO is a good way just to knock off 2 points out of a list. Oh, and Brice plays, I can't remember which command card was it, but I think it was brutality. Oh no, it wasn't. It was, I think it was. He played Force Surge, which did the last damage to Gideon, so he could have done a lot more damage with Vader there. Luckily for me, C-3PO dodged and is still there, but where he can't really give anyone focus at the moment, or not anyone who I want to have focus. So he just had to sit there for the next turn, basically, or get him near something to try and get extra surge block. He used To the Limit as well to get a free action, and now he's stunned. So that's Vader's activation. Now, I would have used the saboteurs, so just playing my move if I should move Jyn back, because she has taken, I think she's on 2 health left, so she really needs to get out of there. So I thought I'd do a quick pot shot at the Dianoga, which with her really good surges, +2 damage for one of the surges, and PS1 for the other, does a couple points of damage, and a few more victory points, which I can just scoot away and try and get closer to the MHD droid, so she can get healed. Now, I think at this point we actually remembered to roll for the Dianoga. Yeah, we'll just count the squares. We probably forgot that the probe droid was in there, so we quickly just rolled that, and the probe droid suffered 1 damage, but when he shot at the Dianoga in his activation, he recovered anyway, so it didn't really matter, but we still needed to roll for it, so luckily we did remember, but it didn't really have any effect on the game. So probe droid just does a pop shot and then moves around the corner, as probe droids do. Now, I was 1 space away from getting to Jyn and doing the heal, but Obi-Wan was in the way, so I couldn't really do that, so I just moved 3 up and focused the droid. there wasn't really, since all these activations not near me were basically done and dusted, I could sort of just activate in whatever order I choose. But unfortunately, I probably should have thought about moving where I placed Obi-Wan the turn before, knowing that Jin might need help, but that was an oversight, so I have to face the consequences for that. Officer moves the Inquisitor, then just scoots over to the corner. I now decide to move up the Echo-based troopers, try and take some more damage on Vader, because if I don't kill Vader soon, he's just going to start tearing through my big group in that centre there. And I search +2 damage, so just swapping over for damage there, and then move away. The next one comes in with a focus. Actually, not a focus, sorry. I swap out the blue for reds. Once I'm point blank, I always do, but did no damage on that occasion. Brice rolled 4 blocks when I only rolled 4 hits, so Echo-based troopers only did 1 damage for that, so that was very, very poor. Normally, when they roll green and red, normally that's a fair bit of damage, but since Darth can reroll a defense dice and has the Zillo technique card, he's very, very hard to take down. This is the medical droid having a shot at Darth Vader, and with all the dice, nothing really happens. He hasn't really got many good surge abilities, and I just didn't roll that well on all those dice. And Brice rolled, I think it was 5 blocks out of that, so blocked everything. So now the probe droid has a shot at the remaining saboteur closest to him and dodges it. He dodges it, so he's all fine. I found that those white regionals dice are actually really good at rolling dodges, so I tend to always use them now. But the greens roll pretty averagely, but when you get the regionals dice, when they have the 3 white dice, I find that 2 of them roll like garbage, and 1 of them rolls pretty good, so I always try and keep that one that rolls pretty good in my dice bag for my when I play casual games. Now there's the Inquisitor taking a shot at the Dianoga. Obviously doing another lightsaber throw. And the Dianoga is getting pretty wounded. I think it's on 14. I think 14 health left. So just need 6 more to kill it. And I think Brice is sort of hoping I don't charge in and try and finish it off, but it's quite hard to finish something off when you need 6 health. When it has 6 health and defense 3, that's always quite tough to kill in one shot. And he shoots the Inquisitor back over there. Now I've sort of decided I've got Obi-Wan left, so I thought bugger it, I'll just charge Obi-Wan in. He's got 3 dice, so you think that with especially when he has PS3, you think that's a good combination. And with his PS3 and +2 damage, gets to 6. We're just working that out now. Gets to 6 and kills the Dianoga, earning 6 points and the additional 5. So Obi-Wan's, I guess, daring courage or stupidity charged in and killed the Dianoga. It could have completely backfired, but I rolled exactly what I needed, so that was a big bit of luck for myself there. That's the end of the round. Round 2, everything untaps. We draw command cards. No more mission effects anymore because the Dianoga is dead. And funny enough, we went the whole game without playing any end of round cards. But we each played Take Initiative once, and I played 1 additional start of round cards. So the whole game without any end of round cards. Yep, so I play the must go alone Obi-Wan's card, so anything within 3 can't shoot him. You basically can't shoot him if you're beyond 3. So I thought he wasn't really. I thought I'd do that just in case Inquisitor want to throw his lightsaber at him, just so if he wants to attack Obi-Wan, he has to get in close. But I didn't really think Brice was going to try and shoot Obi-Wan, but it was just a gamble, I guess. And this is Darth Vader swinging at the Rebel Trooper. Takes a whole bunch of damage. It's on 2 health after that one swing. And he swings at the saboteur, which dodges again. So that's... He's been quite lucky that little saboteur dodged twice. And then Brice is deciding what he's going to do. I think he plays a command card here. But the thing I found with Darth Vader is I haven't played with Darth Vader yet. He's very expensive for what his point cost is. Oh, that's right. His command card was he could it's a force card. He can make a shot with one of my models. So he chose the Echo Base Trooper and tried to shoot at my other Echo Base Trooper, but only got 1 damage. So he's still alive on 1 health. So, seeing that the Echo bases are probably going to drop soon, I thought I'd have a couple shots at Vader. So, first one does really nothing. I think does 1 damage, and it scoots back. And then the other one has a shot at him again, and Brice rolls really good armor and dodges everything. So, I thought that was a waste. But I'm really finding it really difficult to try and take Vader down. He's so tough. The Pro Droid finishes off that Echo Base Trooper on 1 health. And Brice did forget to detonate his Pro Droid last turn. He put it right there so he could, and he forgot to detonate it. But it was probably better he didn't, because that's just more points he's just chucking out, especially when there was a full health Pro Droid. So and he just kills that guy and scoots back. So now I'm working out Jin's path, if I should move her up and have a possible shot at Darth Vader. I'm sort of running out of ideas here. I was just like, I have to just try and take Darth Vader down. He's still got 10 health, and I'm sort of just racking my brain thinking, how am I going to try and kill him? And luckily I rolled pretty well there. Brice only rolled two blocks, and Jin's got no piercing ability, so Zillo technique does not work. It does a few more points of damage, then moves back in range of the medical droid. Which this is the first time using the medical droid, and I don't know, he's only speed 4, so if he'll speed 5, I could see him being really useful. But just being that speed 4 and trying to chase, especially trying to catch up with Jin to try and heal her, it's been very difficult. So since you always have to try and catch your own models, I think each speed should be just 1 more, I think. So the officer pops up and has a shot at the saboteur, and I think just does 1 point of damage. Now moving 3PO just out of the way, just to give Jin a extra surge block since he's adjacent to her. And the Inquisitor moves up by because of the officer, and then officer scoots behind that corner there next to the Pro Droid. And my saboteur, I thought, might as well keep going to Vader, and rolled absolutely terribly, only rolling 1 surge and a hit, and then I scoot up to contest that terminal. The other saboteur rolls pretty good, drop the dice on the floor, that's what I always do, and rolls pretty damn good, and getting 7 hits. Brice rolled a surge block and a block, and does a huge amount of damage on Vader. That was very, very lucky. The saboteurs have been pretty abysmal this game, and that's left Darth Vader on 1 health. And then the saboteur moves back. So now he activates the Inquisitor, which moves up and tries to have a saber throw at Jin. I think he's targeting it, or the medical droid. He decided to, but I played a card which gave Jin hidden. Decided to avoid R2, which is probably good, because R2, since he has basically two dodges, there's no point in shooting at R2, especially because he's not doing nothing, just sitting on that terminal. And he attacks and misses, because Jin's hidden was just enough to stop that attack. Then just moves back a couple. Medical droid moves up. I thought, well, we've got to focus, so I might as well have a shot at Vader. I probably should have healed Jin, but in hindsight, it didn't really matter. But rolled my dice and rolled pretty poorly, and I think Vader dodged all that, so could have really killed Vader there, but some average dice rolling and some pretty good defending by Brice kept Vader alive on 1 health. And I think all of Brice has left is 1 probe droid, which he moves up and has a shot at R2, because R2's that big threat which does really nothing. A block and a surge block for R2. Didn't really matter because the probe droid did not make him range. It was 3 spaces away and he rolled the 2, so that was... wouldn't have killed R2, but no damage is always good. So my last figure is R2. And as you do, you scomlink, and I thought I'd take a zap at the Inquisitor. 1 yellow die, why not? I think I'm just counting out everyone here. Oh no, I didn't. I mustn't have zapped the Inquisitor. I thought I did, but I mustn't have. So then I moved everyone up, just to basically keep the Inquisitor busy. And that's the end of the round, and everything retaps. It was a very slow game, this. I guess because both very slow. At least like Darth Vader's quite slow, and all the officers and probe droids are very, very slow. But I think for the mission, I guess we both could have... Darth Vader was very aggressive. I suppose I could have been really aggressive in the middle where the Dianoga was, and try and force the Inquisitor to engage Obi-one. Because Obi-one by himself is actually one-on-one against any character. He's pretty good with a built-in surge block and 12 health, and I think he's a bargain for 7 points, especially with his surge being PS3, like all lightsaber users in Imperial Assault. And unfortunately with Obi-one I played Deadly and the card which gives you a extra red and your opponent an extra white. So Brice rolling 2 white and rolled double dodge. So I only can negate 1 dodge and dodged all of that attack. That would have been a huge lot of damage to the Inquisitor. And unfortunately, Brice, when he rolled his double dodge, he did roll them. He just rolled them off camera. Yeah, I don't know how he rolled it. That's the one thing I did not want, and he got it exactly. So that was insanely unlucky for Obi-one. And that's what this little combo in the command cards was those 2 cards to negate the I think it's Wild Fury, I think the card is called. So basically it's got no downside. So the Inquisitor moves up and does a saber throw at Obi-one, but with his surge block and built in, and he rolled 3 blocks, did no damage at all, and decided to scoot in front of him. Not really sure why. Maybe just so Jin couldn't shoot him all the saboteurs, but saboteurs in no line of sight anyway, so I think just to keep me distracted, more or less. Oh, and that there was R2 zapping the Inquisitor for 1 damage. I would have loved if he could zap Darth Vader for 1 damage. That would have been a fantastic end to Darth Vader, but that wasn't the case. There was one game where it was Brice's R2D2 zapped my C3PO for 1 damage, and won the game with those points. So don't just always be wary of that little yellow dice, because it could do something incredible, but it did nothing this time. Basically just moving stuff up forward. He's just trying to get Vader as quickly out of there as he can, away from the Echo Base Trooper and those Sabs and Jin. So he's going the other side of the board, but since the Saboteurs and Jin herself are very, very quick, it basically just slows me down. I can still get to Vader, but it'll take another turn. So I decided to move up, take a shot at that probe droid. There's not much health left, so it's basically all about points for this game. Just trying to get every single point I can. If I kill Vader and a probe droid, that's my win. So that's what I'm aiming for. The Inquisitor I can't kill him. He's only taking 1 damage. I'm not going to try killing the Inquisitor. He's got far too much health at the moment, so I'm just going to sort of ignore him. Hopefully he just deals with Obi-One and just gets distracted by that. So Jin and the Saboteur can move up to and get Darth Vader. So that's the end of that round. This game actually went for a long time, this game. Probably went for a good, I think, almost over nearly an hour and a half. We didn't time it. Probably should have, actually. Normally we time most of our games, but this one we didn't for some reason. So he detonates the probe droid and rolls 3 damage for all of us. So R2, Obi-Wan, and the Inquisitor all take 3 damage. So Jin moves forward. So moves over 5 spots to get right in front of Vader with her focus and her hidden, so it gives her an extra surge. And rolls pretty well. Brice blocks basically 1 die, and there's really nothing he can do to prevent Vader's death. He did a fair bit, Vader. He was distracted a whole group of my force for the whole game, basically, so there wasn't... Unfortunately, Vader's not quick enough to outrun Jin and a Sab, even with all the officers. He could not get Vader in a position where he was, I guess, safe from them. Maybe if he backed into the corner, the bottom right of the map, but if he backs in the corner, then if Jin and the Sab do get into that room, then if he doesn't kill him, he's in a lot of trouble. The Inquisitor having a swing at Obi-Wan, basically I'm going to try and have a go at him, but Obi-Wan only rolls 1 block and his natural surge block, and the Inquisitor actually does do 7 damage to Obi-Wan and does kill him. So even though Obi-Wan is a massive tank, he did not last very long against the Inquisitor, but him dying gave the Echo Base Trooper a focus. Brice is deciding what he's going to move Inquisitor, but the probe droid where that Echo Base Trooper is near has only got 3 health left, so I knew I had to, if I killed the probe droid I won the game, so I had to basically kill that guy with the Echo Base Trooper right away. I rolled pretty terrible with that, so, but it was enough damage to win the game for the rebellion. So thank you for watching. I'm still testing how I want to do these battle reports. For more content, please jump over on Facebook and search Veteran Instincts. Mainly it's just a lot of progress with my painting and also games I've been playing. Hopefully I'll get some more YouTube battle reports up soon. Still figuring out how I want to do these. Maybe like this, maybe some other ways. It's all just an experimenting at the moment, but thanks for watching, and make sure to check out Pro Gamers on Facebook as well. Thank you and goodbye.